Hi and assalamualaikum. Welcome to today's discussion where we will discuss the hospitality industry icon that we have chosen, which is Mr. Loi Tuan Ee, the founder and the Chief Executive Officer of Holstein Milk Company, with the fast-growing integrated dairy group FarmFresh. Before we started the discussion, my name is Fatin Nadia Binti Khairul Anuar, and joining with me today,
Hi, assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Abdul Hamid.
Hi, my name is Siti Nurdiana Binti Muhammad Kamal.
And I am Nurul Natasha binti Rozaini.
before I pass it down to the other panels, let me tell you briefly about the background of Mr. Loi Tuan Ee. With the agriculture running in Mr. Loi Tuan Ee's blood, agriculture is a whole world for him as a child who grew up in the small town in Perak and helped his parents to collect liquid latex in the early morning every day. His parents were rubber tapers in Siti in the past decades, which has shaped him to know the value of a strong work ethic. His extremely hardworking parents have influenced him to succeed in the agriculture sector. Mr. Loi Tuan Ee, a 58 years old Malaysian who has attended Sekolah Menengah Jenis Kebangsaan Air Tawar, Siti Perak, for his secondary education until 1980. He commenced his career with Air Hitam Oil Mill Syndrome Berhad as a supervisor in 1982. He subsequently joined Kartika Machinery Syndrome Berhad in 1984 as a sales representative and was involved in the sales and marketing of industrial products. Mr. Loi has over 15 years of experience in the dairy industry. He began his entrepreneurial journey by founding two companies within the packaging industry in the early 1990s of the golden era boom. The founding companies are Ready Chemical and Multi-View Enterprise, which were principally involved in the sale of household care products and packaging materials respectively, which have been run by Mr. Loi for 20 years. However, as the trend of the cotton company went slow down, it moved Mr. Loi back towards the agriculture. He exited the corporate world by selling the companies to the Century Bond, where he was appointed as the Group Deputy Managing Director. In 2005, he left Century Bond Berhad to venture with the farming business by establishing Rainforest Capital. In 2010, he co-founded the Holstein Milk Company Syndrome Berhad and was instrumental in expanding the group's operation in the dairy business. The initial public offering of the company convinced him to sell his shares. Then, he bought a plot of land in Kota Tinggi, Johor and owned the 83 acres of the land. This is the starting point where Mr. Loi settles down his life in Johor with his wife and children. Now, let's hear how Mr. Loi Tuan Ee established his company and a little bit of his company background from Ms. Izzati.
Thank you, Ms. Fatin Nadia. Now, I will tell you about this company background. Mr. Loi Tuan Ee has established FarmFresh since 2009 after he sold his previous owner business. Mr. Loi Tuan Ee has started this business with purchase and import 16 Holstein Jersey cattle from Australia. Fortunately, it was difficult to take care of the cows due to the cost's lack of acclimatization to Malaysian tropical temperature and limited meat production. He also had trouble obtaining bank loans to buy cattle and infrastructure because bankers will be quite concerned about buy the cows rather than you want to make loan for other industry like palm oil started by Mr. Loi Tuan Ee. Luckily, Khazanah Nasional, the strategic investment arm of Malaysian government, has invested in his company due to coincidence with the period when the government was looking to invest in agriculture business to promote national self-sufficiency. From that, FarmFresh brand has been the market leader in all natural and fresh dairy product in Malaysia. And 30% of FarmFresh is owned by the Khazanah Investment Vehicle Agri-Food Resource Holding. In just 7 years, the farmer and entrepreneur Mr. Loi Tuan Ee successfully built and expanded a dairy farm and reached the #1 ranking in the local dairy industry. To deal with growing demand from consumers that concerned about their health, Farm Fresh offers freshly and all-natural dairy from healthy and happy cows. With no preservative, coloring and any other foreign substance that are added into their product surely make the Farm Fresh product taste different from reconstituted milk out there. The Farm Fresh produce the flavor and cultured milk and yogurt drinks which are available at supermarkets and hypermarkets across the Malaysia. Known for its rich, creamy taste and local origins, Malaysia #1 fresh milk that loved by all the evidence for the company expansionary. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Izzati, for a fantastic insight, and indeed, he is a great person. But in terms of business, what are the criteria that make him a successful entrepreneur? Maybe Ms. Nurdiana has the answer?
Thank you, Ms. Fatin. Successful entrepreneur always be certain in high quality standard of their product at reasonable price. They believe in excellence and act to do things to meet certain standard or big existing standard of excellence. Hence, they find great satisfaction in running and growing a successful company, especially given the struggle they go through to produce the best quality product for their consumer. The punctuality of worker is a big concern to Mr. Loi every day. They have to make the cattle every morning at 5 a.m. and every evening at 5 p.m., reaping the benefit of the right milking hour and ensure that consumers have the finest meat taste they can. On the other hand, Farm Fresh ensure that the healthy cattle to produce the quality of meat that will be produced. Thus, the consistency of what the cattle consume has a positive impact on dairy product and essentially on our egg well-being. This has been proven that Mr. Loi used the best breed of cattle to produce the good quality of meat for Farm Fresh brand. In conclusion, Mr. Loi and his team trying to push Farm Fresh product to the consumer as natural mean to be delivered to the retail outlet within 48 hours of making so that they can keep up the freshness of the meat and ready for consumer consumption. A successful entrepreneur is one that is constantly on the hunt for the prospect and taking action. He will also be able to make the best of it to maximize the value of the company. For constant, Mr. Loi see and acts continuously on opportunity by snatch unusual opportunity to obtain financing and expand their market. After seeing the demand for dairy product, especially milk, Mr. Loi started his company by purchase and import 60 Holstein Jersey cattle from Australia. We know he will be struggling with issue concerning livestock and supply demand. Despite this difficulty, he continuously find way as long as he will achieve the opportunity to expand the local brand in Malaysia dairy market. To expand the market and gain sustainability, Mr. Loi used the opportunity given and made a decision to collaborate Farm Fresh with University Putra Malaysia, UPM, hopes to improve domestic meat production potential through the UPM Farm Fresh Dairy Farming Industrial Centre of Excellence. Indeed, to be a successful entrepreneur, we have to see and act on opportunities like Mr. Loi did in his business.
What an excellent information about Mr. Loi Tuan Ee and his best quality as an entrepreneur. The best of quality will always produce the best quality at work. And thank you, Ms. Nurdiana. As the business grows more prominent, the list of achievement also keeps going on. Now, let's hear what Mr. Loi Tuan Ee has achieved for all these years from Ms. Natasha.
Thank you, Ms. Fatin. Moving on to the next point, which is his achievement. Mr. Loi dreams to produce fresh and pure dairy just as nature intended was becoming a reality. In just 7 years, farmers and entrepreneur Mr. Loi Tuan Ee successfully built and scaled a dairy farm, consequently making the Farm Fresh brand the market leader in all natural and fresh dairy product in Malaysia. To illustrate, on the export front, Singapore is the company's largest market mainly due to the geographical proximity to its farm in Johor. Farm fresh products are also exported to Brunei, while there are plans to expand to Indonesia and Philippines. Other than that, in July 2016, he was selected as an Endeavour Entrepreneur in the 65 Endeavour International Selection Panel in Bali. For this reason, the Farm Fresh already netted 39% of the market share for fresh milk in Malaysia. As the Farm Fresh growing faster than Mr. Loi expected, the entire brand product finally changes the world perspective by convincing government that dairy is a sustainability industry. They have been given the opportunity in the National Dairy Board that been formed by the government to discuss industry issue and agriculture budget. With the help of his old friend Encik Azmi Zainal, they successfully brought the company in Khazanah Nasional, the strategic investment arm of Malaysia government, as an investor in the company. His firm Farm Fresh is set to be listed on Bursa Malaysia. So, this helped Mr. Loi to expand his operation to ensure the enormous possibility for future growth. The Khazanah Nasional has 30% share of the company to lay the groundwork for the company continuing to success. Farm Fresh initial public offering, which is IPO, will entail the sale of 743.18 million share of 40% of its enlarged issued share capital according to its draft IPO prospectus posted on the Security Commission website. The 743.18 million share comprise 222.95 million new share and 520.23 million existing share. To sum up, Mr. Loi business is a success and he become a successful entrepreneur by concerning for the high quality of work for its product to serve the best local dairy milk to the consumer. Indeed, to be a successful entrepreneur, we must see and act on opportunity like Mr. Loi did in his business, sustainability and expansionary. What is more, he said the secret to his success is ensuring the welfare of his employees and caring for his cow, and his motto is to do what you believe is right.
Thank you, Ms. Nurul and Natasha. It is incredible to hear what Mr. Loi Tuan Ee has achieved in his business with the efforts and a lot of hard work. From all of this great information and insight that we have discussed today, Mr. Loi Tuan Ee, I could say, is one of the best icons of the hospitality industry in the food and beverages sector. He could be a role model for people and students who want to be an entrepreneur in the future. I think that's all from all the panels and me. I would like to thank everyone for joining in today's sharing session. It is an honor to have a session with all the profession panels today. I hope you gain something from here. Thank you and have a good day.